Hello, welcome everyone, ladies and gentlemen, to the fourth episode of the Kickstarter series, and at the auspices of the World Movers Generation, hosted here in the Powerline TV Studios of Royalhouse Chapel. We trust that you are keeping safe, you are taking good care of yourself, and you are thriving in every aspect of engagement and endeavor. Yes, the Kickstarter series has been occasioned to focus on career building, personal profile development, looking at the various opportunities in the market, how we can position ourselves, take advantage of these, because these are the things that will bring substance into our hands to champion the work of ministry, to build the kingdom of God, and also to impact lives around us. And I trust that as you have positioned yourself to go through this episode, your life is never going to be the same again. We've looked at different topics over the past. We've looked at international scholarships, sponsorships, education opportunities, how to prepare yourself, where to look at, what to look out for, how to prepare your CVs, getting ready for your interviews, the skills you require, how to make yourself the preferred candidate amongst the lot. We've looked at all this, and today we are excited to bring to you another episode on LinkedIn. You've heard about it, you may have known about it, but the question is, what exactly is it? What role does it play with us? How can we take advantage of this? How can we position ourselves? Is it a very beneficial tool? How do we deploy this tool effectively to get the desired results? And I'm excited to announce to you I have in studio one of the best and seasoned experts in this field. He has been there. He has seen it all, and he has the experience and the expertise to prepare us and give us the nuggets that will make us stand out. Well, you can use the telephone numbers on your screen to send through your questions, your comments, your complimentary remarks, whatever it is, +233 200 515253, +233 200 515253. For all those who have been engaging me over the past 3-4 weeks with your questions when publicity came out on this topic, we are going to be reading them, and I know our expert in studio is going to deal with these adequately. Well, let me quickly bring him into the picture. My name is Tsiva Emmanuel, and I know that you're excited to see me as much as I am to have you here as well. So, ladies and gentlemen, the personality we have today is Mr. Felix Bedu. Mr. Felix is a sustainability communications professional, an environmental and climate change enthusiast. He has worked with over a decade experience and expertise in sustainability communications, public policy, stakeholder engagement, strategic planning and integration. I love that particular field. Business ethics, events management, has been a panel member of the Israel Embassy Green Innovation Challenge, organized under the auspices of the Israel Embassy in Ghana and in partnership with Stratcom Africa. He also has some experience in as a sustainability manager, actually, at Guinness, Ghana. We would love to hear about that, because now the field of sustainability is a key area in business development and business cycles. He holds a BA in Communication Studies from the Ghana Institute of Journalism and an MA in Public Relations, also from the University of Greenwich, London. A scholar of the prestigious Tallow Group Scholarship Scheme and a regular participant in various thought leadership activities. He is currently the country communications lead for the MasterCard Foundation, public affairs and communication support to the Ghana team and other partners. You're welcome, Felix.
Thank you very much, Reverend.
Your CV was 3-page. I had to cut it down.
Yeah,
and even that was a struggle.
Yeah, thank you very much for doing that.
You're doing great. You're doing great. And also a very faithful son of the Apostle General and a great committed member of Royalhouse Chapel. We're excited to have you, and we celebrate the progress and the feats that you are chalking all across.
It's also good to be here and to share knowledge with everyone. So it's a pleasure.
Sustainability. It's become a very integral part of businesses now, especially the talk of green operations, green financing, green bonds, etc. And it's also part of the strategic development goals. Having been in that role as a sustainability manager, what is the future of it? Why should we all be concerned, actually?
I think that, we should all be concerned because sustainability has been with us for a very long time.
Okay.
And in some of the actions and activities we've been undertaking, even when we were young, there was some component of sustainability in there. So, for example, back in the day, you realize that people were using Coca-Cola bottles to go and buy a Coke bottle.
Yes,
Coke that was filled.
Without it, you pay extra.
Absolutely, yeah. So it had been practiced in times past, but it became very pronounced and more clearer to us when there were some environmental issues, some social issues, as well as governance issues. And so more than ever, with the 2015 introduction of the UN Sustainable Development Goals, it became very clear that the world needed to change the way it was going. And so I would say that sustainability definitely has come to stay. It would be with us. Virtually every big organization now has someone managing sustainability for them, has sustainability embedded within processes and its performance, and definitely it is something that will be with us. Beyond 2030, I believe that it is something that will be with us. As far as the organizations that are having impact and interacting with communities, there definitely would be that.
Awesome. From where I sit as a banker, I know the central bank has made it an integral part and a regulatory requirement for all commercial banks, especially, to have a sustainability desk that will drive this. Interestingly, we have been doing this as part of our CSR Fidelity Bank Ghana over the past 5-7 years, even before the regulator's introduction. So I am familiar with this to some extent. These are big companies, big institutions who have some weight of their equity or profitability that they set aside to drive this agenda. But I want to find out, should a small business in Mokola, a spare parts dealer in Abosokai, a scrap aggregator on the streets of Kokompe, a provision shop in the corner at Teshi, somebody in Sabzugo who is doing a cocoa business, a charcoal seller in some corner at Nima, should they be interested in sustainability? Absolutely. It's not a big word for those communities.
It's a big word, but the onus also lies on us to break it down so that it cascades much more to the very grassroots level.
Okay.
And I think that at the very big organizational level, they've understood that it's for us to equally understand. So, for instance, why would someone probably operating a garment business, for example, let's say a tailor or a seamstress, be interested in sustainability? So, for example, they have materials they use for producing cloth, and then at the end of the day, they throw this away. It goes to the landfill. For such a person, they can then come to understand that waste that they are throwing away can become beneficial and can be used for something. So you can recycle it and loop it through a cycle that becomes beneficial at the end of the day. It is always said that when it comes to sustainability, nothing is wasted. And even, for example, when you come to our very households, you realize that the food we even consume sometimes can even be transferred or can be made into compost that becomes beneficial even for planting and for agricultural purposes. So definitely, I think even for small scale businesses and for SMEs and all of that, they haven't come to the point where they understand it that much. But I believe that with organizations becoming much more aware, much more educated about this and understanding the very impact that operations have, I'm sure that definitely will come there. The Bank of Ghana has started it. I'm sure very soon it will become something. Even at the very unionized levels, it will become something that people will be expected to.
We hope the municipal authorities will pick this up. The district authorities will pick this up, because it's about sustaining the environment, the very survival of humanity, and keeping our environments green and beneficial. MasterCard Foundation, communications lead.
Yeah.
You're a big man.
I think, yeah, so the MasterCard Foundation, I'm sure when you mention it, a lot of people are like, okay, is it a card company?
Yeah.
Because a lot of people do know the
MasterCard.
The MasterCard card. And I would say that there is a foundation to the MasterCard.
Okay.
And often my job over the last 1 year, 7 months has been correcting people and letting them understand that there is a foundation. So if you mention MasterCard, you need to add the foundation to it. So yeah, the foundation is a Canadian-based organization, one of the largest private charitable organizations that is focused on education and financial inclusion. It is operating in 7 African countries together with Canada, where it is working with visionary organizations to ensure that issues that have to do with reducing youth unemployment are addressed. I believe that when you look at the UN Sustainable Development Goals, one of the big aspects of it, I think SDG 8 also is about decent work. And particularly the foundation over the last few years, since it was established somewhere in 2006, when there was a share that was given for the creation of the foundation, has been committed towards that. And Africa, as we might know, by 2050 would have the most youthful population all over the world. And definitely, if you have that opportunity, which for other people they would look at that as a challenge. For us, we don't see it as a challenge. We see it as an opportunity to scale and upskill these young generation with the potential for them to contribute meaningfully towards that. So it's not about getting to 2050 and realizing that these young people don't have the skills that are requisite or required to be able to contribute meaningfully towards the development of the continent, but scaling them to make sure that they have the capacity to be able to do so. Yeah. So yeah, the foundation is in Ghana, and we have an office here in Ghana, and here particularly in Ghana we are focused on the agriculture and agriculture as adjacent sectors. Also the education and skills sector happens to be a big one for us, and then also the digital economy happens to be a big one for us. We are also looking at areas such as the emerging economy, such as the green economy, as well as also the orange economy. The orange economy, specifically talking about the creative economy and how more young people are concerned and interested in content creation and becoming more creative. So we are looking at all the opportunities and how we can scale young people to be visionary leaders, innovators, and change leaders within the...
It's actually exciting, especially given the fact that the MasterCard Foundation is one of few who are driven to touching the startups, creating businesses fresh from the ground. And that's quite exciting because the orange economy, as you speak about, is the young guys who are starting with no experience or capital. It's just the idea they have to run. And I think it's a laudable thing, given the partnerships that you're having with key institutions across. Well, let's go to the topic of the day, and LinkedIn. It's been said, I don't know if you agree, that it is the Instagram of the professional.
Yeah, definitely. I think that a lot of people allude to that fact that it is the Instagram of professionals.
What exactly is it? And is it not?
No, it is definitely, and I agree perfectly to that.
Great.
Yeah, because a lot of people, and some people make some very funny suggestions that if you go to LinkedIn and you want to pressure, you want your blood pressure to go high, then
start looking at people's profiles.
Start looking at people's profiles, because
you ask whether you are living life or not.
Absolutely. So on Instagram, you realize everyone has a very flashy life. Everyone has no problems, no
acronyms
issues
to their names.
Absolutely. On LinkedIn, is equally same, where people are showcasing who they are, the expertise, as well as also what skills set they have that makes them different in a world where people are competing for opportunities. So yeah, I definitely agree with whoever came up with that it is the Instagram of professionals.
We have a lot of young people from the universities watching, young professionals who haven't really engaged it, because I've spoken to a lot of people. I've facilitated, hosted, and MC several events, business, career related, and I've spoken to people, and they've seemingly been baffled about why they should be on LinkedIn. What's the point for LinkedIn? People who even have experience in corporate world, not knowing exactly why they should be there. What exactly is LinkedIn? Why should anybody be bothered about it?
Okay, so I want to look at it from the why before we go into LinkedIn, and just like what Simon Sinek said, always start with why. So I'll start with why. I think that why people need to be on LinkedIn is because we actually have a society where it is about who you know. So for here in Ghana, it's about me knowing Pastor Tsiva and then that opening doors for me. But in other parts of the world, it is merit. It's based on your competence and what you bring to the table. That
the
gives
principle
you,
of meritocracy.
Absolutely.
To drive what you need.
That gives you the opportunity to have a seat at the table. But here in Ghana, people don't believe in that because hey, I can pick a phone and call Reverend Tsiva and say, Reverend Tsiva, I need a job. And then the next moment he's speaking to another big man and then I have a job without any sweat. But in some parts of the world where it is about merit, you need to showcase who you are. You need to showcase your value as well as the skills that you have. That makes you different. That competitively puts you above others for you to be able to get the opportunities that are available. So it's not about the fact that you have completed University of Ghana or Tech, so you need to be given a job. But it's about what skills do you have, what value do you bring to the table, as people often recently saying, like, well, what do you bring to the table? So you need to really show that, and LinkedIn gives you an opportunity for you to showcase that. I tell people that it's more like your virtual CV. That puts a foot in the door for you. So where your CV would not be able to go beyond your computer because it's saved on your documents or it is actually maybe tagged somewhere in your room, LinkedIn does that for you. It gives you the opportunity for people to see who Felix is, who Reverend Tsiva is, what he has done over a certain period of time based on his experience. And LinkedIn particularly, it's a social network. But unlike Facebook and Instagram, is different. Facebook and Instagram, you can go, there's a certain protocol, there's a certain language that you use there. But when you come to LinkedIn, it's entirely different because this is a hub for professionals where the platform gives you the opportunity to connect with your industry peers, as well as mentors, as well as even people that are looking for people that they think that can bring the next big thing to their business. So it is, I would say, it's a serious place. So you can't just go there and then go about with the Facebook sort of protocol or the Facebook sort of life or the Instagram sort of life. And at the moment, statistics shows that it's one of the largest social platforms. About over 900 million people are currently on LinkedIn across about 200 countries in the world. And here in Ghana, I think the statistics are very interesting to show. I think we have a population of about close to 33 million. But as at last year by this time, we had about 2.3 people on LinkedIn.
Wow.
And if you look at the demographics, roughly people between the ages of 25 to 34 are the average ages you see there. And then when you look at the percentage further down, about 51% of that demographic are between the ages of 18 to 25. Yeah.
Oh, okay. So the younger class are also paying attention.
Absolutely.
To LinkedIn. So the next I would want to find out is, where exactly does one get on LinkedIn? At what point should one be interested in getting on LinkedIn? You've given us the age demography. What percentage in terms of the weightage should start from, say, campus? Should I be interested whilst on campus, or I should wait until I've done my national service and I have something to put against my name? Should I even attempt as a student of University of Development Studies or University of Education, Winneba?
Reverend Tsiva, I want to cite a very interesting example for myself. I think when you were reading my profile, you said I had an MA at the University of Greenwich in the UK. And interestingly, one thing I found very profound there was they prepare you even before you leave school. So, and one of the things we had as part of the extracurricular activity was like a whole masterclass session for LinkedIn for students.
Interesting.
So, for students. And so they are not waiting for you to get out of school for you to figure out that
how
for
to
yourself.
Get around it.
Yeah. So I remember when I was doing my MA, I had to literally sit in a session for undergrads. And for me, it was about the fact that I'll be finishing my master's, I'll be looking out for jobs, and around that time, maybe I was thinking, maybe should I stay in the UK or should I come back home and then explore my options here? But I realized that if I needed to be employable and to showcase whatever I had as a professional, definitely I needed a platform to be able to do so. So I would say that for LinkedIn, in terms of the inception of where people need to figure out where they need to do so, it should start right from the universities. People need to be prepared to be employable. They need to be prepared to take advantage of all the platforms, of all the opportunities that would give them the edge once they leave school. And just like the case I cited where before I even finished my 1-year master's, they were preparing you on how you need to even put together your LinkedIn profile, what needs to go into it and all of that. And it's unfortunate that here in Ghana, maybe I stand to be corrected, but when it comes to some of these guidance and counseling units, more than ever, we need to start looking at these sort of bits that would give young people the opportunity to be able to showcase themselves online. Because when we talk about your personal brand, for instance, it's not just about wearing your suit and tie and walking about smelling good and all of that. It's about you also showing up on other platforms where people can be able to see who you are. So for example, let's say if someone hears about Reverend Tsiva right now, the person is in probably the UK or US, they won't send someone to Ghana to come and figure out who you are. The first thing they are doing is going to Google and type in Reverend Tsiva, Emmanuel Tsiva, who is he? I'm sure one of the first things that will pop up is your socials, either Facebook, LinkedIn, or an Instagram or an X. And definitely that gives an impression of who you are and how serious they should take you as a person. So, and this is one thing I remember we were tested. They were like, okay, all of you should go on LinkedIn, on Google, and type your name. So Felix Beidou. And we typed. And then fortunately for me, I think I had started my LinkedIn profile when I was doing my national service. So the first thing that popped up was Felix Beidou LinkedIn profile. And so that would be the first thing for people, anybody would see. So
that's a test you are recommending.
Absolutely.
If you want to know how you have sold yourself well, people who would get information about you before talking to you, type your own name on Google or any search engine and see exactly what will be the first 5 results that will pop up.
Absolutely.
To give you an idea of how others see you from the other side. That's interesting.
Absolutely.
And I hope you are doing that right now with your phone or your device you are using.
And I'm sure people can try it out and then begin to see, as you said, the first 5 links or the first 5 platforms that come up. And for me, I would say that for LinkedIn, it's very easy. It's just like signing up on Facebook or on Instagram. You just need an email address and then going on the platform and signing up for that.
So let's take it one by one. We can't take it for granted that everybody understands. So you need an email address.
Absolutely, an email address.
Go to your app.
Yeah, so you can go to the app. The app, there's an app on phone, so it's either on your iPhone or your Android phone. And that is an interesting thing about some of these platforms now. They are all moving towards your phone. So even on my phone now, I can be able to access my LinkedIn from there. If you're also using a laptop, you can be able to access your LinkedIn from there as well. If you're using a tab, you can equally also have that on.
So you go to iOS,
absolutely,
or App Store, or Huawei Store.
That's it.
And then you search for LinkedIn. Then you can download, or go into your browser, just type linkedin.com or just LinkedIn. It will come, you click on it, and then you can go through the process. So you are saying you need your email address first.
You need that. And usually, I think, let me just make a point here. Your email, and I would advise people, as much as we can have a professional email. I know some people have some very funny email addresses. So
not sexy babe 77.
Yeah, sexydondon77 at gmail.com and all of that. I would advise that have a professional. And for me personally, I have that. I have one email that is a professional email, and then one that is
for signing into
other platforms that I'm not even sure about and all of that.
So one simple thing. Just use your names. So if you are Cynthia Ajekum, Cynthia.Ajekum or Cynthia Ajekum, if Cynthia Ajekum is taken, you probably will have the website recommending extra digits. So you can do Cynthia Ajekum, maybe your favorite numbers, 7721 at gmail.com or at yahoo.com. It looks more professional than using your nickname, Babe Sexy High Street 4. No, please keep it very, very professional. My email address is my surname at gmail.com. As simple as that. So if you want to reach me, that's it. I would respond faster than even on WhatsApp. All right. So your email address.
Absolutely.
You go to the app and then a few.
Yeah, it would ask you to sign up.
Okay.
If you already have an account, it would ask you to sign in.
Okay.
So it would ask you to sign up with your details. So maybe let's say for me, Felix. So it will ask for your first name, your last name or your surname, and then ask a few other questions, and then it would ask for you to also create a password, just like every other app or every other platform that we've been using. I would ask for you to create a password, which would be a password you use in logging in or signing in every time you get on the platform. Once you're done with that, it gives you the opportunity to get into the interface. If you're on the phone, you would have a phone interface. If you're on the web, it would give you a web interface where you are supposed to be able to fill certain details based on who you are, what you do, and any other details that relates to you. Yeah.
Okay. Can you take us through the elements of the profile that a LinkedIn account should have?
Yeah. So definitely, I think just like everything, even preparing food, I'm sure there are some ingredients that go into preparing food, and definitely there are some ingredients that go into having a very great LinkedIn profile. There is a headline, which is the first one. So the headline here basically is what most recruiters, and this is a secret for anyone that is listening. Most recruiters use your headline as a basis to headhunt or to look at the next people that they need to take seriously when recruiting for roles. So you need to make sure that your headline is very catchy. You need to make sure that it has all the elements that when, for example, a headhunter puts in a search engine, a search engine that I need someone for strategy. I need someone who has an international experience. I need someone who is a C-suite leader. I need someone who is an ESG professional and all of that. That would come up, and what happens is that your name will pop up among professionals, professionals that will be showing. And so for your headline, you need to make sure that you are highlighting who you are, your unique who you are. That is primarily your unique skills and what makes you stand out as a person. It could be maybe your experiences as a professional over a certain period of time, and that needs to be what you highlight, because more than ever, recruiters use that as a basis to headhunt or to recruit. So they can go into their search for people by just putting in a certain keyword, and if you have that keyword in your headline, you pop up for consideration.
So if I look at your headline, the first item that pops up is sustainability.
Absolutely.
So if any employer, any partner, anybody wants to engage somebody, types in sustainability and adds Ghana, you are one of the people who definitely are going to pop up. And then next comes ESG and then corporate communications. So it's quite direct as to exactly what the summary of your engagements are.
Absolutely.
That's great. So that's the headline.
What most people do is that, and usually when you're on LinkedIn, most people would have their current roles being their headline. So then what happens then in that situation is that it limits you, because it limits you to that particular role. But if you look at what you just read based on my profile, these are like experiences, these are like skills. And competencies that I've built over a period of time that needs to stand out for me when someone is being recruited or someone is being considered for any opportunity. So it definitely should be something that becomes like your unique selling proposition as a professional.
That's exciting. I hope we are taking notes. So we are on, we've just gone through what LinkedIn is about, why you should get on LinkedIn, at what age, at what period of your life you should get on LinkedIn. As a matter of fact, from Felix Bedu, if you are in school, you need to start now. If you are working, it's not too late. You should create one now and get yourself out there even before you step out on engagement. And then we looked at how you can sign in, go on your App Store, iOS, Huawei Store, whichever platform, or in your search engine, just type LinkedIn, get in there. If it's your first time, you need to sign up with your email address, go through, a few biometric responses, and then you can touch on the basics of the information that you'll be required. Now you go into the profile, the platform, and then you start with your name, your details, and then the headline.
Let me just add a few other stuff. So there is also a summary, which is more like myself. So it's about you. Here, you need to make sure that you are putting in the information that, more like myself when we were in school. So who are you? So who is Reverend Tsiva? Who is Felix Beidou? So if you go to my my summary, I have there a seasoned communications professional with this number years of experience. You can put in industries or maybe sectors where you've worked before. It is also an opportunity for you to sell your achievements and all the great stuff you've done. Possibly, maybe whilst I was at Guinness Ghana, there were things I did that were unique, that were like astronomical. It needs to be there because it gives a summary of who you are. The person doesn't need to go through, if someone doesn't have time to go through all the bits and pieces of your profile, they can use the summary as a basis to get a sense of, okay, who this person is. There is also the section for experience where you talk about your work experience. And
before you go to the experience, the part you just described, you called it
the summary. Yeah.
Is it different from the about?
So it's more like about you.
Okay.
Yeah, but I think that initially it was about, and now it's more around the summary and of who you are. So it's about, that's why I said it's more like myself in very plain language. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. All right.
And then there is the experience. So here you talk about your work experience. So here you list all the places you've worked before with the timelines to it. And here I think I always advise people that if you are talking about your work experience, most people would want to leave that in paragraph. So maybe let's say do it like maybe a long write-up and then they just paste it there. But you need to bullet it so that it becomes very easy for people to really
follow the points.
Follow the points that you have there as part of your experience. So list every experience you've had. If it is even freelance experiences and all of that, make sure you list it. Maybe whilst you were in school, you were freelancing and doing some gigs. Make sure that is there.
You were organizing events.
Absolutely.
You were attending, you were volunteering in some orphanages.
Absolutely.
You underestimate these ones.
Or even did some work for Royalhouse Chapel in terms of its social responsibility. Or maybe it's one event that was very that was very big
on campus.
Or
maybe you assisted a lecturer.
Absolutely. Maybe it's a leadership experience you've had. You need to make sure that all of that are being captured there, because at the end of the day, it counts as experience for you. And when people are looking for certain experiences, they look out for some of these unique experiences to be able to make a decision.
That's exciting. We'll come back and continue the details as we run through the profile of what you should have on LinkedIn, the other aspects and why. What you should look out for, and then we'll also go into other details on how to optimize your LinkedIn account to make sure amongst the thousands and millions of LinkedIns that employers will be inundated with, yours will stand out when they need keywords or related roles that are connected to you. We'll go for a short break. We'll be back to continue our engagement with Mr. Felix Beidou on LinkedIn, optimizing your professional profile.
Apostle General is in town. I didn't come to move you forward. I came to move you into your greatness. There will be an encounter with the oil.
Encounter with the Oil Regional Crusade is here again with the Apostle General Sam Crunchy Ankara. After 5 years, the Apostle General storms the University for Development Studies Tamale one more time with greater grace and renewed anointing to bless the northern regions of Ghana. Happening this June, Thursday 13th and Friday 14th at 6 p.m. each night. The venue is the Multipurpose Auditorium on the UDS Tamale campus. This will be followed by a Sunday joint celebration service at 8 a.m. The theme is I am bigger than what they think. This life transforming crusade is under the auspices of the Student Christian Council, SCC, and the Royalhouse Chapel Students and Associates, RUSA. Encounter with the Oil 2024. You are indeed bigger than what they think. Share and invite friends with the hashtag AG@UDS. Don't miss this prophetic encounter.
Everybody say
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the Kickstarter series, the 4th edition, the 4th episode, here in the studios of Powerline TV. And I'm excited to be here with Mr. Felix Bedu, the lead communications head for MasterCard Foundation here in Ghana, who is coordinating their activities together with the Ghanaian team and other partners across the nation and the West African region. We've been discussing the topical issue of LinkedIn, its relevance, why you need to be there, at what point you need to be there, what you need to even be there, and also what you should do to describe yourself the best way you can whilst on LinkedIn. The professionals' Instagram, they say, and he's broken it down to us why it is so and why you should be interested in LinkedIn. So you are taking us through the profile. We've gone in your name, we've gone into the headline, we've looked at your summary as a personality, and then we are going into your professional experience and other engagements.
Absolutely.
Go ahead, sir.
Thank you. So with the experience as well, you need to make sure that you are quantifying the experience. So it is not just about task, it's about what did you do within the role. So you can quantify that maybe based on your contribution to a team, this was achieved at the end of the day. So it's about the things that can be quantified, or the quality of work you did that can be showcased there. Then also your educational experiences can be.
So if I get you, you should focus or dwell more on what has been achieved.
Absolutely.
Results in roles.
Absolutely.
And not necessarily what you were just doing.
Absolutely.
Okay.
So it's not about your responsibilities. You can state it that I was responsible for this and that, but as a result of these responsibilities,
these were the achievements or results that I was.
Because people want to see what you have achieved before. If I want to bring you to my team, I want to make sure that I'm bringing an achiever, I'm bringing a proven result-oriented person, rather than someone who would come and then be focused much more on
just the roles responsibilities.
Yeah,
you are needed much more than that.
you can attest to the fact that in most organizations it's about what you can deliver and what you bring as value. So definitely make sure that you highlight that. Your educational qualifications can also be put there, as well as also your skills. So the unique skills that you have. If you have a skill in writing, a skill in public speaking, preparing presentations, and a host of other skill sets you have, make sure you have them there. And then also one very important thing.
I know one guy, a very fine young man, but his nickname is Prekese. And he likes creating humor, comic, even in very serious situations. Is it vital for him to list something like this?
Let's say for now, just keep it.
You should keep his Prekese to
keep it in your head and your heart.
Okay.
Once you go to the workplace, you can intersperse the whole atmosphere with that humor, but it shouldn't be something you capture there. There are more important stuff that you can capture there.
Okay.
And then I would say that the other bit people need to focus much more on is also things around endorsements. So, for example, getting people to endorse your particular skill set. So you can say, Reverend Tsiva, can you endorse me for this particular skill set because we've worked on a project before, and you can attest to the fact that I have
colleagues in an office.
Yeah. So definitely that can be something that people look out for.
Okay, we'll come to that and how we can do that.
Okay.
But you were finishing on the educational aspect. So whilst with the job roles and engagements, we should be focusing on the results and the achievements that we've recorded. On the educational side, what should be the focal?
So on the educational side, the focal bit you need to highlight is basically if it is maybe some elective courses that are relevant on there, you highlight them. So for example, if you go on my platform or my profile, for instance, you find that I've highlighted I did an MA in public relations, but with specialization in government relations, lobbying, together with some other skills.
You did lobby?
Yeah, I did that. So I did that, but I actually don't use it. But in stakeholder engagement and management, sometimes it comes to play. That's it. So you need to make sure that if there are unique courses you had, you highlight them there. Some people even go to the extent of highlighting their GPA there. that I had a 3 this GPA there.
If it's nice, you put it there.
Yeah, if it is nice, and this is something you've achieved, you've struggled to make happen. So definitely, some people are proud about putting.
Because if I do mathematics and I score first class,
definitely,
even when I'm saying hello, I'll add it to it.
Yeah, and let's say maybe you graduated top of your class. That is something you
that's
put
the
there.
section.
Yeah.
That's true. That's true. Awesome. Then you were talking about the skills. Before asking people to endorse your skills, where should you highlight those skills in your LinkedIn profile?
Yeah. So hitherto, what LinkedIn used to do was that it was something that was listed on the platform. So hitherto, if anyone who has used LinkedIn for a long time, they would admit to the fact that it used to be skills that you could just include, but now it usually is at the top. So it will give you the opportunity to highlight a few skills, about roughly 5 or 6 of them.
Okay.
That stands out for you as a professional.
So you would have to highlight the skills that reflect you as a person.
That's it. So you know yourself better. Tsiva knows himself better than Felix would do. So what Felix would do is that if I have worked with Tsiva before, then I would endorse you based on the fact that this is who you say you are, and I have worked with you, I have seen it, you've delivered. And definitely, I can endorse the fact that, that is who you are. Yeah, it's just like how people endorse political candidates. They know, okay, this guy has a penchant for getting the work done. So, yeah, definitely.
So if I have a profile, and assuming I have the same sustainability as a skill or a field where I play, and I want Felix to endorse because we probably have worked on a project with MasterCard. How do I get you to do that endorsement? Do I send you a request, an email, a message?
I'm sure we'll come back. We'll come to that bit. But there's another bit which is also called recommendations. So there's a section called recommendations where if you've worked with anyone, if you've schooled with anyone, if you've had interaction with anyone, maybe based on a project the two of you undertook or maybe in a group, you can reach out to people and say that, hey, I know we had some working relationship and I'm asking for you to give me this recommendation on LinkedIn. And if you go on my platform or my profile, you would see that from my undergrad, my MA, as well as every place I've worked, I've had people recommending me, and most importantly, sometimes your line managers need to be the one. It's not just about your colleagues, but line managers. When they put in a word for you, it gives you the edge, and it holds a lot of capital for you as a person. So beyond the endorsements, where you hitherto, as I say, LinkedIn gave the opportunity for people to be able to endorse you. Now more than ever, I think it's more about the recommendations, and I'm sure we will definitely come to that bit at some point during the conversation.
So if I get you, the endorsements usually are on specific skills identified.
Absolutely.
The recommendations, are they written?
Yes. Okay. So the recommendation is written. So the recommendation, what happens is that Tsiva would come and give some insight into who Felix is. So I know Felix is a proven professional who has a knack for delivering, and both of us worked on this project which delivered this number of results or this number of outcomes. And definitely I think that is in words, but for the endorsements, they are usually things you are saying about yourself that hitherto people could just go and then they will click, and then it adds to the fact that Tsiva, so people usually back in the day would see that Tsiva has endorsed Felix for creative writing. Tsiva has endorsed Felix for strategic thinking. Tsiva has endorsed Felix for leadership and all of that, But now, these are things you need to put at the top. So LinkedIn gives you the opportunity to put that at the top of the profile, so that it becomes something that stands out for you. Yeah.
Oh, that's exciting. That's exciting. Now, on the platforms or profiles, you see some people have something called featured or feature. What exactly is that? So you'll see a feature, maybe that highlights or puts in the middle of their profile a key engagement or a key employment. What exactly is that feature, and what role does it play in the profile?
Yeah, so feature is basically an opportunity for you to, let's say, shout about something you are most proud about. And here, maybe you might have been featured in, let's say, a daily graphic, or you might have been featured on CNN, you have the video, or you have maybe, let's say, the cutout, if it is a print. So you upload it there. It gives people the opportunity to upload, let's say, memorable or very significant things that they are most proud about there. So this gives you the opportunity to be able to highlight what is most important to you, what is most significant to you, so that people can see you backing up whatever you are saying with some evidence. So if you go to, for example, my feature, it has things dating back to my time at Diageo, which was Guinness Ghana, and even current things that I'm proud about. It also gives you the opportunity, if you've done some work that you think is amazing and has probably won an award, that is an opportunity for you to highlight there. What also LinkedIn does is that it also gives you an opportunity in the work experience area for you to add links, videos, pictures of all the things you've done. So maybe if you've worked in maybe SIC, you've worked in Bank of Ghana, and there are notable things you've done, there is an opportunity to back up all the results. So for example, the results I was talking about, if your line manager, for instance, gave you, let's say, some recognition for that, you have an opportunity to showcase that there. So the feature element is basically for you to, let's say, give yourself some props by uploading what is significant and what is important for you on LinkedIn.
Yeah. That's exciting. We know somebody sends a message asking me to inquire about LinkedIn groups.
Okay.
They've seen groups and they've had recommendations for groups from other persons. What are these LinkedIn groups? Are they different from WhatsApp groups?
Yeah, so just like WhatsApp groups, these are more like organized associations. So they could be professional associations, they could be other associations, and we have closed groups, open groups, and secret groups. So these are groups that are on LinkedIn where people can belong to. So for instance, if you go to my platform, I belong to a communications group, I belong to a sustainability group, I belong to a leadership group, and these are groups that are made up of professionals, like-minded people that have experience that you maybe as a young person can take advantage of. And these groups are put in place as a basis for knowledge sharing, as well as also mentoring and guidance, and equally an opportunity for people to network among themselves. So if it is maybe communication professionals in Ghana, you have an opportunity to be there so that you network and interface with other professionals, you learn from them. What happens in these groups is that people put a lot of information there. So it is also an opportunity for you to learn from the best and learn from others, even as you seek to add to yourself as a professional. So I would advise young people, I would advise everyone listening and viewers to take these groups seriously, because as you grow as a professional, what happens is that you need to do a lot of continuous learning and also picking best practices from other industries and other organizations. And these groups gives you an opportunity to do so. For open groups, you have the opportunity to just be part of it. But for most of these closed groups, definitely there is an administrator that needs to equally vet who you are. And that is the more reason why even putting your profile in the best places is an advantage for you, because if they go on your profile and they see, even your picture there is not even in the best of shape, and they find your profile a bit questionable, then because it's a closed group, they might not even allow you access into it, because they would vet your profile and get a sense of who you are before they give you access to become part of that particular closed group. So I would encourage viewers to take advantage of these groups, because it gives you an opportunity to learn for free from people that ordinarily maybe you'll be paying to sit at their feet to learn from them, from master classes and all of that. Yeah. And also an opportunity to talk about what you are doing even as a professional. Okay. So sometimes for me, if I have something to share in on my status, or let's say as a post, I will recommend that, okay, because you are sharing this thing, which is maybe around sustainability or comms, do you care to post it in a comms or sustainability group? And these groups sometimes will give you the opportunity to also showcase what you are doing. Yeah.
So then how do you identify a group of interest?
So to identify a group of interest, what viewers can do is that just go to the search function. So if you go to LinkedIn, just the search, there's a search bar there.
At the top.
At the top, yeah. Just type in communications professionals.
So the group that's of interest.
Of interest to you. So maybe you could be in tech. You type the tech professionals.
So let's say graphic designers.
Designers, yeah. So based on the industry or based on the sector that you are interested in, or maybe you find yourself, you can go there and then you put in a search, and then it would give you the opportunity to be there. So maybe comms group, communications group, sustainability group, finance group, and it will give you the opportunity to.
So I just typed graphic designers in the search bar, and then when I did first, I get different results.
Yeah.
At the top of it, you see jobs, people, services, posts, and then groups.
Groups, yeah. So you look for the
companies,
groups.
schools, courses. So here, your interest is not in jobs. If it's jobs, you click on jobs.
That's it.
If it's people in that trade, you click on people.
Absolutely.
This one says groups.
Groups.
So we go to groups.
Groups, yeah. So
now, when I select groups, I see different graphic designer communities.
Yeah.
The first one that comes is freelance web designers, graphic designers community. Some have 12,000 members.
Yeah.
Others have 1,000. Others have 115,000.
Yeah.
Wow, different groups.
Yeah.
Of
So
graphic design.
and this is an opportunity for you to network, an opportunity for you to engage with others, showcase even your skills, even as a professional, because you don't know the next person who is watching you and
some are local, some are international.
Definitely, yeah.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
That's interesting. Okay. Amazing. I hope you are going through the process. You've signed up to LinkedIn, and you are completing a LinkedIn profile. If you have questions, please keep them coming through. +233 200 515253. Felix Beidou is in studios to help address all your concerns. So please keep them coming through. +233 200 515253, or use the hashtag Kickstarter series across all platforms, and we will pick your comments and attend to them accordingly. So we've spoken about groups. Now let's look at job search. How do I use LinkedIn to search for a job?
Okay. So for jobs,
is it actually happening?
It is happening, and I would say for a fact that people might say that it doesn't work, but it works. And I know people who have had jobs through LinkedIn.
Wow.
Personally, for me, I have had some opportunities through LinkedIn.
Oh, great.
It might not be jobs, but also speaking opportunities through LinkedIn. And definitely, maybe you might not be someone who is looking for a job. You might be someone who is looking for an opportunity to amplify or optimize your personal brand as a person, and that is an opportunity for you to do so. But on the job side, I would say that it has, because if you go on LinkedIn at the moment, there is a part that gives you the opportunity to be able to scan through a host of jobs, whether it is in Ghana or out of Ghana.
Okay.
And what happens is that once you put in certain information, it is able to generate jobs based on particular maybe industry or sector, or maybe based on a location. So if you go to jobs right now, if you are usually holding a phone right now, listening, or maybe you are watching, just go to if you look down on the platform, if you are using a phone, you will see a portion that has jobs.
Okay.
You will click on that, and
so
then
when you go there, you see home.
Yeah.
You see my network.
Absolutely.
You see post in the middle.
Yeah.
You see notifications. Yeah. And the fifth item is jobs.
Right. Yeah, on the far right is jobs.
On the far right lower corner.
So you click on that. Once you click on that, it takes you to a new window where you can be able to use that to scan for opportunities. So here, if it is maybe you focusing on a particular company, if you are focusing on a particular industry, if you are focusing on a particular maybe locality
or job
where
role.
you want, or maybe a job role, you do that. Back in the day, what I used to do is that I would put in information and tailor it to myself. So maybe I would say communication director or communication manager, and then maybe the location is Ghana, and then maybe the sector. I can say that, okay, I only want jobs in oil and gas. I only want jobs in maybe the financial industry. I only want jobs in maybe the government or maybe the public sector, government or the public sector. So it gives you an opportunity to do that. And what most people can do is that you don't need to reinvent the wheel anytime you want to go and search for a job. You can save that. So what happens is later on, it gives you the opportunity to be able to get updates as far as these jobs are concerned. So once you've saved that information, it gives you the jobs on a weekly basis, sometimes on a daily basis, or as and when these jobs come. So you don't need to worry yourself every time by going to type again communications this and then trying to generate recent roles or recent jobs that are available. You can save it, and then every day it gives you an opportunity. Sometimes it comes as a notification that these are the new roles that are in Accra. As far as comms are concerned, as far as sustainability is concerned, as far as finance is concerned, or sales or marketing is concerned. And I would advise viewers to take advantage of that particular functionality and use that as a basis to be able to get the job. Because what happens is that sometimes you go on these jobs platforms or company platforms, and by the time you realize it's just the job was posted an hour and about 200 people have even because
sometimes it tells you how many people in your connection,
absolutely,
or even an alumni from your school have also applied.
Yeah, that is when you are using the premium version. So if you are using the free version, most of the time you don't get certain details or certain level of information. But if you are using the premium version of that, and I'm sure that for our viewers to understand, the premium version is a paid sort of version. So ordinarily, if you sign up, it's for free.
Yeah.
But in terms of certain functionalities, you would not be able to get that. But the premium version, which often comes at a certain fee, I think the lowest, which is for job seekers, is about $29.99, roughly about 450 Ghana cedis. Is something that most job seekers use. And it gives you some detailed information. Sometimes it even tells you whether you are qualified for that particular role you are,
and what you can do to
absolutely to level up, to stand up, and all of that. Great. So yeah, definitely, I think it's something I would recommend to people, that make sure you go there, you fill it out, you save, and then you can save for different sort of maybe roles you're looking at. Maybe if it is customer service or any other role, you save that, and then it generates updates for you based on the availability of jobs within a particular industry or locality you find yourself.
There's supposed to be you've mentioned optimization of your profile. Now, for a job seeker, what exactly can I do to optimize my candidature when I'm seeking for a job, or when I want to apply for a job or attract a certain caliber of employees?
So first thing you need to do, I think we touched a lot on that, is to make sure that your profile is complete.
Solid.
Make sure your profile is not incomplete. So if you want people to take you serious, make sure that the profile is complete. You are
updated.
You are dotting your I's, crossing your T's, and making sure that it's updated with the recent and current information about you. Beyond that, I always say that to get jobs on LinkedIn, it takes time, and just like every undertaking, it takes a lot of time and interaction for you to be able to do so. So you make sure that you don't just create a profile and go to sleep. It's just like the parable of the 10 virgins, where they felt they had oil, so they went to sleep. But others carried extra oil with them, and then when it became critical that they needed to show up, they had the oil, and they showed up and were favored. So definitely, you don't need to go to sleep after you've created the profile. You need to engage, you need to network, and make sure that you optimize your presence there, because the more you are visible, the more you are there for the right reasons and not the wrong reasons. And visible here doesn't say that just go there and be putting everything there about your personal life.
So what should I post on LinkedIn?
So it could be maybe an interest, but professionally related, that you put there. So if you look at me, I put things that are related to what I do. Work related, and sometimes it could also be maybe your thoughts on certain things. Maybe you are interested in politics, you are interested in business, you are interested in leadership. Those are things. It gives you the opportunity to write articles, and even the opportunity for you to even post very short pieces there. I've seen some people back in the day posting scriptures on LinkedIn, and sometimes I'm like, no, please, there's a time for everything.
There's a place.
There's a place for everything, and you don't need to do that here.
Yeah.
So for LinkedIn at the moment, in terms of optimization, you need to make sure that you are showing up.
What if the person is full-time pastor?
The person is a full-time pastor. Yeah, definitely a full-time pastor is an opportunity for you equally also to, you can put your target audience or your target group. And it's a hub for professionals. So you also want to attract professionals maybe to your ministry. So it's an opportunity for you to do that. And more than ever, I think I see that churches these days are becoming, sometimes it's even the reverend ministers that have a LinkedIn profile. Yeah. And so they are putting maybe very quotable stuff there. Sometimes they are even using that as an opportunity to showcase businesses and entrepreneurs within
that are connected
to their church. So it's an opportunity for you to do various aspects and various things that relate maybe to what you do as a professional, or maybe an undertaking that you think is relevant to showcase on that platform.
How can you announce to potential employers that you are ready for a job on LinkedIn?
Yeah.
Is that possible?
It's possible. Back in the day, it was more like, okay, you are looking for so sometimes people would just post, I'm looking for a job, maybe as a post.
Okay.
I'm open to opportunities. Now, LinkedIn has made it easy for people. So for those who have signed up, those who are signing up now, you realize that there is a functionality that has been provided. It is called Open to Work. So you can click, as part of even the details, you can be able to provide that information that you're open to work. And what it does is that it would put a certain logo around your image on LinkedIn that Felix is open to work.
Okay.
And
so that's the green
thing that appears,
circular thing around their profile.
Absolutely.
Pictures.
Their profile picture. It shows people that you're open to work, and you're open to maybe transitioning from your current role. So if there are any opportunities, and recruiters are.
So if everybody can see it, your bosses can also see it.
So what happens is that sometimes there's a way. So most of the time, if you go into the LinkedIn platform, there's a way where you can get recruiters to know that you are open to opportunities without having that thing over there. So there's a function in there, and I wish that we're having like a master class where I got the opportunity to project
all of this.
and all of that.
We'll definitely have another session where we'll go into the details, project some aspects of it. We would have you together with Pastor Pat back again, because there are a lot of questions that came in after some of these episodes, and we need to have, just like you said, another masterclass to deal with these in detail. You spoke about the possibility of churches projecting businesses that are connected to them on LinkedIn. That clicks a question in mind. Is LinkedIn only for individuals? Should businesses be interested? Businesses
should be interested, and more than ever, businesses are showing up on LinkedIn.
Okay.
I remember one of the tasks I had as a comms person back at Guinness Ghana was creating a page for the business, because there wasn't any page available then, and that was one of the things I did somewhere around 2018, and more than ever, you realize that a lot of businesses are using that as an opportunity to create leads for themselves, and equally also to sell the business and the amazing and great things they are doing, highlighting the people that are within the business and maybe awards they are winning on behalf of the organization and all of that. So I would say that beyond an individual level, there is also a business level where these businesses are using LinkedIn as a basis to communicate about the amazing thing the business is doing. And definitely, if you have a business, no matter how big that business is, if you have the time, if you have the luxury, I would recommend that you showcase your business there. But I always say it takes some time. So if you probably maybe can't manage it by yourself, find a young person that is within some sort of workings of
or exposed to social media,
and give them the opportunity to manage that for you. You probably maybe can give them the opportunity to also earn some income by doing so. And it's an opportunity for you to show up there, talk great about your business, whilst also giving a young person the opportunity to build some skill sets for themselves.
That's exciting. We'll be going for our business term of the day, but like Felix just mentioned, if you're a young business, an established business, LinkedIn is not just for individuals and professionals. It's also an opportunity for businesses to scale up, project themselves, and sell their expertise and their engagement of trade. So as you do this, you can also create a job for somebody. It doesn't have to be a sitting staff. A lot of this work can be done remotely, so you just have to get a young person who has an understanding, who has gone through the Powerline TV Kickstarter training session with Felix Beidu here, and he will be able to manage your business, whether small, whether big, whatever it is, whatever profession, project it out there. We'll go for our business term of the day, after which we'll come back to Felix on some of the do's and don'ts on LinkedIn. This is the Kickstarter series with Tsiva.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. You are welcome to the business term of the day segment with me, Hilary Chum. Our business term for today is connections. Connections is a broad term for business relationships that benefits both you and the person you have developed the connection with. Connections are merely formed from interactions one has with their colleagues at work, your manager or employers. This can also happen between people you meet outside your local business jurisdiction, as well as social media, for example, LinkedIn, Twitter, Instagram, and so on. Now let's look at some importance of connections. 1. It can lead to promotions. Connections usually take you paths in your careers that you do not even know that you would reach. This is because when companies are hiring people, they mostly decide to pick those who are inside of the company. But they do not only do this trying to look for those who have the necessary skill sets, but they look within those who are very well known, especially by the current directors. This means that the more connections you form at your workplace, the more you have the probability of being promoted at your workplace. The second importance of connections is that it is a source of ideas. One very important reason is that the two people who are in a connection have a constant flow of stories. You share each other's experiences. So when you have a problem, let's say as your company, you can decide to talk to whoever you are in connection with, and that person can help you get solutions and more ideas in order to solve that problem. Another importance of connection is helping you develop your marketing skills. Now in connections, you meet people of various fields of work, various personalities, and different backgrounds in life. This will help you to know how to navigate to different personalities and different backgrounds, and also know how to deal with your emotions in a professional setting. Now let's look at how to increase your business connections. 1. Make sure you assess your current network. Look through those who you know currently and ask yourself, who do I need to know more, and fill in those gaps. The second point is that you have to make most of your business social profiles. Now we have LinkedIn, the Facebook and the Instagram and the rest. If you have a business profile, make sure you are constantly updating them with what is happening in your company or in your workplace, because you do not know who is scrolling through and might see your profile. So with this, you increase your connections as a business enterprise. The last and final step is creating business cards. Now with creating the business cards, you usually have a small souvenir looking like a small card with information on your business and how they can contact you either via number, email, or social media. So with these examples, you are able to increase your connection as a business enterprise. I hope with this understanding of connections, you will make sure to make more business connections and interact with more people. This has been the Business Term of the Day segment with me, Hilary Chum. Let's take it back to our host, Reverend Emmanuel Chibape, to continue with the business and agenda for today.
Apostle General is in town. I didn't come to move you forward. I came to move you into your greatness. There will be an encounter with the oil.
Encounter with the Oil Regional Crusade is here again with the Apostle General Sam Crunchy Ankara. After 5 years, the Apostle General storms the University for Development Studies Tamale one more time with greater grace and renewed anointing to bless the northern regions of Ghana. Happening this June, Thursday 13th and Friday 14th at 6 p.m. each night. The venue is the Multipurpose Auditorium on the UDS Tamale campus. This will be followed by a Sunday joint celebration service at 8 a.m. The theme is I am bigger than what they think. This life transforming crusade is under the auspices of the Student Christian Council, SCC, and the Royalhouse Chapel Students and Associates, RUSA. Encounter with the Oil 2024. You are indeed bigger than what they think. Share and invite friends with the hashtag AG@UDS. Don't miss this prophetic encounter.
Everybody say,
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the Kickstarter series, the 4th edition with Felix Beidou, LinkedIn. How to optimize your profile to be ahead of the pack. With me, Tsiva Emmanuel. Well, just before we came to the studios, you saw the artwork on Encounter with the Oil happening at the University of Development Studies Tamale, UDS Tamale. After 5 years, the Apostle General is coming to town again. So wherever you are, from the Tamale Technical University, the medical school, the nursing training college, all the other institutions across the township and the university community, Apostle General is coming, and it's going to be a mighty visitation on the land. And I know you don't want to miss this gathering where we experience power from the Lord. I've been there once, and I know that this is going to be another exciting session. Let's go to the studios with our expert here, Felix. So Felix, Hilary Chum, thank you so much with the business term of the day, connections. We had the general overview of connections in business settings, but let's scale it down to LinkedIn. I know it is a very common phrase in LinkedIn circles, connections. What does it mean to us?
So connections are people who are either your industry peers or your work peers, as well as other people that you probably maybe might not know from Adam, who basically maybe have taken an interest in you based on maybe a subject matter you often talk about, or maybe you have a business that they maybe are interested in as a professional. What connections does is that I think for Twitter, they will talk, Twitter and other platforms, they call these followers. And sometimes LinkedIn also gives you the opportunity to have followers. These are people who literally don't want to be your connections, but are following you because you talk about something
that's of interest to them.
So these are followers. They are more like they are following from afar and monitoring whatever you are doing. But connections are people that take an active interest in you as a person. And for connections, what happens is that often I tell people that you need to start from where you are. So I remember when I was starting off with LinkedIn, it was colleagues that I was in the same office space with. So I was like, oh, are you on LinkedIn? Say, okay, go and add me, or let me go and connect with me on LinkedIn. It was same, sometimes you meet people at certain events, maybe certain conferences, seminars and all of that, and they connect with you because of maybe an interest that the two of you maybe share. I remember, was it last week? Yeah, I was at a pitch session, and just was it on Sunday or yesterday? One person from there, I think one of the panel members, connected with me on that platform. So usually people might probably meet you on a particular platform or maybe at a particular event, and they would want to connect with you maybe because they want to establish further engagement or interaction with you, and so they connect with you on that level on LinkedIn. And usually I tell people that connections takes time. It takes a lot of time. Sometimes you can take an active role in connecting with people. And often I tell young people that I'm a young person myself, so I'm not that old. I tell young people that if you want to connect with someone, you can connect via sending a personal mail to them. Okay. And I've had a senior leader once who was very peeved anytime a young person engaged them, because they were engaging them not in a more formal sense, but more like a sense.
Made it sound like a Facebook
sort of, or an Instagram sort of engagement. And so he would sometimes show to you the message from a young person and look at like this, someone who wants an opportunity, and look at even the way they are connecting with you on that platform. So when you are a young person connecting, so sometimes it might be maybe a senior leader. Okay. You can send them a message and say, okay, maybe you are looking for a job. That is the end goal for you. But you would connect with them by saying that I want to know more about your industry or your business
or this field
or maybe I'm charting a path as a young person and I need some sort of guidance, and I have actually monitored you as a credible person to provide that guidance for me. That is how people build connections sometimes before even getting a job later on. And personally, I have used that approach. Sometimes I send a message to people. LinkedIn will give you the opportunity to send a connection straight because you found the person interesting. But sometimes you need to go beyond and say, okay, I think that you put up a post or you put up a status that I think I find very interesting, and I want us to engage more on this. And definitely it goes a long way to open a lot of connections for you and a lot of doors for you in the long run as well.
So that strikes areas of common interest.
Absolutely.
And especially if it's one that is also of high interest to the person.
Definitely.
Then conversation comes. So would you then say that when you are reaching out to somebody to connect with the person, you should have a very formal tone? Is that it?
You should, because LinkedIn by nature is a professional platform. So you need to have that formal tone. Unless maybe we've built a connection to a point whereby we now know ourselves. So me and Reverend Tsiva, we know ourselves. So I'm just sending him a message and say, maybe because I can't reach you on another platform, but LinkedIn is where you are active. I'll say, hey, Tsiva, can you send me links to this particular information that you shared on this and that? So if you've gotten to a point where you have like an informal relationship with a person and you have established that already, you can go ahead and be informal. But if you are reaching out to someone you've not met before, this is a senior leader who you want to take you seriously, then definitely you need to maintain a formal tone to the message you send to the person.
Connections, are they different from networks?
Connections, networks, pretty much, I think networks are more broader than connections. So networks might be, let's say, a collection of professionals within a particular sector or industry. Connections might be the individuals within the networks. So definitely that is a distinction between the two.
On X, formerly Twitter, somebody made a statement. It says it is a platform where you have a chat with yourself and you hope somebody sees it and expresses interest in it.
Definitely.
To the extent that Elon Musk has created another impressions map at the far end. Even if nobody engages with you, you see that 10, 15 people have actually seen.
Absolutely.
How should our posts be crafted to generate more engagement on LinkedIn?
So for these posts, what I do encourage a lot of people to do is make sure that you use hashtags, even on Twitter or now X. I seem to be transitioning very very badly when it comes to that. So on X, as well as even on Facebook and even Instagram or the other informal platforms, you realize that there is the encouragement for people to use a lot of hashtags. So you could be putting up, let's say, maybe a post. Maybe you are part of those that attended the recent or is it the 3I Africa Summit that happened recently? Maybe you are posting about your reflective piece on the 3-day experience. What you can do is to add some hashtags. Maybe there were conversations you sat in that focused on digital economy, conversations that focused on maybe financial inclusion, or any other topical for for example, myself, when I'm posting about everything work related, or maybe it could be maybe a subject matter related, I make sure that I pick certain keywords and then I use them as hashtags. What that does for you is that it amplifies your status, or it amplifies the post that you've put together, so others can be able to see that. So what it does is that it gives it more sort of reach for you as a person posting it. And one thing I want to tell viewers is that usually there's been a temptation for people to post. So maybe it could be maybe your organization. You want to post the link to maybe your website within LinkedIn. The thing about LinkedIn is that it doesn't encourage the use of links, because if you put links in, it limits the reach of your post. And I have experienced that. I realized there was a campaign we were doing in one of the roles I had, and I constantly kept putting the link in there, and realized that in terms of the eyeballs or the reach, it wasn't doing so well. Very limited. But the ones that I didn't have the links to it, it was doing so well. And then someone advised me that instead of putting the link in the status, go to the comment section of that post you've created and put the link in there. Oh, that's interesting. Once that does is that it recognizes the link as a comment rather than something you put in the post, because it won't give you the opportunity to sell. So basically, they want to have the engagements concentrated on the platform, not away from the platform. Yeah, Yeah, so that is one secret people need to have in mind. I hope you got that clear. If you are directing people to a link by your post, say you are at a conference and you want people to reach out, or let's say you want to share the link to this program on LinkedIn, rather than put it as a direct post, post your artwork or your comments about the program, and then your first comment should rather be the link. The link, yeah. That's interesting. Absolutely. That's LinkedIn will give you the opportunity to highlight images, videos, but when it comes to links, there's, as you said, it wants to keep you on the platform rather than away from the platform. Move you away to other platforms. There's a question that has just come in from Jojo, listener, who says, I saw a job ad when I opened my LinkedIn when I signed up to LinkedIn right now, and it has an indication which says easy apply. Yeah. What does that mean? So what the easy apply? That doesn't mean this one is an easy application. No stress. So what the easy apply functionality does for you is that it gives you the opportunity to just have an easy application process. So what it does for you is that it gives you certain levels of application where you can just upload your CV straight, put in some details about you, and then that is it. Ordinarily, what most job platforms, or let me say job posts on LinkedIn would do is that it would take you to maybe the company website where you have to apply from there. Yeah. But the easy apply function is what most recruiters use, because they want to probably maybe sample CVs, and then based out of that CVs, they make a decision for an interview decision and a determination from there. Okay. Yeah. Okay. So basically what it means is, if you see the easy apply, you can just use your profile to apply to the job. That's it. Oh, okay. Yeah. Or furthermore, what most people do is that they will even add their cover letter and their CV to as an attachment, even to the easy apply. So it's not the fact that the job is easy for you to just get. Please, it's good to jubilate, but easy apply is not just that you have the job. It means you have a more convenient way to tender in your application without moving away from the LinkedIn platform. So if you use that, it basically uploads your profile. That is why Felix is advising that your profile should be up to date, very detailed, and capturing more of your achievements than just what you are doing or what you do. And so with the easy apply, it picks these profiles, these skills, and projects it to the potential recruiter. And then if there is the opportunity or the relevance to add your detailed CV or your cover letter, you do so as well. Time is flying so quickly, but let's touch on the do's and don'ts, the etiquettes. Yeah. So the do's and don'ts, the etiquette, as I started, I talked about some protocols as far as LinkedIn is concerned. Do make sure that your your profile is up to date and up to scratch.
Okay.
It has the relevant information you have there. Also, do ensure that you publish and share content that is not offensive, that doesn't go against the sensibilities of others. So make sure that the content you are putting there as a professional doesn't bring any offensive sensibilities.
Inclusive, cross-cultural.
Cross-cultural and all of that, because you are engaging with different actors or different professionals who might find some things you put there offensive. Also make sure that you use a lot of videos and images. So sometimes I tell people that you don't need to write a whole speech or a whole paragraph or a whole thesis on LinkedIn. Just summarize it, add a lot of pictures, and just people don't have time. It will tell you that the average person spends about like 7 to 8 minutes on LinkedIn, browsing through like
the attention span is so low.
So yeah, so you need to make sure that you are capturing people and using the right level of information to do so. Also make sure that you stick to posting, if it is a week, just once. For a lot of people, they have like
that's a question I was going to come
content
to.
calendar. So
the frequency
personally for me, back in the day when I had a blog, it was a blog I operated. I used to have a content calendar for it. So I would say this month I'm posting this and that on LinkedIn.
Okay.
So you need to make sure that, unlike Twitter, where you can go and then be just broadcasting and tweeting all over the place. Nah, LinkedIn it should be something you need to really think through very well and make sure that whatever you are posting there will be relevant towards the sort of brand or the sort of cause that you want to elicit at the end of the day. For the don'ts, I would say that it is not Facebook, it is not Instagram. So in terms of even your profile picture, you need to make sure that you are investing a lot of intentionality into it.
Okay.
Most people will go to the extent of going to a photo studio to get a professional shot. So you go for you go.
So this is not a place for selfies.
No. And I've seen that some time back, like someone does a selfie and then you see that they've put their selfie there. Just invest. Maybe you can get if you have a smartphone, very good picture quality. Just dress well, like with your jacket and all of that on. Take a very nice picture and then put it up there. And I remember when I was starting off, that is how I started. A colleague, a national service colleague, took a picture of me, and that was what I actually put there on. It could also even be a passport picture, but not too serious. Like, let it be a little relaxed for you to put out there. Also, I would say that when it comes to the don'ts, I've talked about the offensive posts that you might not want to put up there. Also, try as much as possible. Don't go behaving that, media, when it comes to engaging people, I engage them on an informal tone. So I can go doing that with everyone. Make sure that your tone is more professional. You are more connected to engaging people that you know first. Rather than engaging anyone. So just don't go sending people connection invites without necessarily letting them know that this is the reason why I want to connect with you. And in recent times, I've found people send me a connection and then they've sent me they call it in-mail. So an in-mail rather than an email. In-mail is usually a functionality where the person might not be your connection, but because they have either a premium account, they can send you a message and say that, Felix, I want to connect with you because I think that you have a lot to talk about that. I want you coming on this particular platform to talk about. So when it comes to the don'ts, I would say that, for a lot of people, don't go there thinking that this is one of those social platforms, so I can just go there and then engage anyhow.
Well, it's been exciting, it's been enlightening, it's been revealing, and I am very confident you have learnt a lot from Mr. Felix Baidu. He is the lead communicator for MasterCard Foundation here in Ghana. with over a decade experience in PR, communication, sustainability, having been a sustainability manager with Diageo, Guinness Ghana here. And he has played very critical roles in different aspects in Royalhouse Chapel and in other key related partner organizations. And I trust that you've learned a lot and you've started creating your profile. For those on the Kickstarter opportunity page, you will have the opportunity of posting your profiles for people to go in there, connect with you. We also have a few of our professionals check and give you some corrections, tidbits, and responses on how to optimize that as well. If you go on LinkedIn, just use the name Felix Baidu, connect with him. All the questions you have, please drop it as an inbox, right?
Yeah.
And he's definitely going to respond
to
them accordingly. We're grateful. This is the Kickstarter series, 4th episode here in the studios of Powerline TV under the auspices of the World Movers Generation of Royalhouse Chapel. Tomorrow, in studio at 7 p.m. sharp, it's Family Life series with Mama Rita, and to be coming to you live from Germany. So get ready to be blessed. Family Life series with Mommy, building stable and happy homes. Mr. Felix, your concluding remarks to the many people watching, individuals, corporate professionals, young students, young businesses who you've created the interest of going on LinkedIn to build a profile. What are going to be your parting remarks, sir?
I think that for me, I would definitely say that I won't sit here and say that, yeah, the fact that you've created a LinkedIn account means that a job is falling on your laps, or it will be the one that creates a job for you. You need to more than ever be intentional about your engagements there. You need to be active. You need to share. You need to also network there. We talked about the groups that you can be able to be part of. So you need to really have like an intentionality of ensuring that you are active on that platform and using that as a basis. And it takes time. So for me, I would say that most of the opportunities that have come my way have been as a result of the amplification of the work I do, of the things I think about as a professional, putting them on LinkedIn. That has created that for me. Awesome. I've had friends who would tell you that someone has engaged them via LinkedIn. And I remember when I was at Guinness Ghana, I was just a year in my role, and I was talking a lot about what I was doing. And I had a company, a multinational, approach me there. I was just a year into my role, and they were like, this is an opportunity. This was the director engaging you and saying, this is an opportunity I have. I think that I have monitored you for a while, and I would want you to...
wow, this has been monitoring over a period.
Absolutely. Wow. Yeah. So there is a lot of potential.
That explains why you say on LinkedIn you should be patient. Keep it going.
Yeah, you should keep it, and it pays off. It pays off at the end of the day. So I'll tell people that they should keep at it. They need to be active. You just don't create the account and
Felix,
go to sleep.
This was supposed to be your closing remarks, but fortunately, unfortunately, we have some comments coming in and they want me to ask. Okay. This one says, good evening. I would like to know from Felix, ideally, what should be the best way of keeping a photo on your profile on LinkedIn, and how often should you change it?
Yeah, I'm actually a corporate, and
you are confessing in advance.
I'm confessing in advance. Yeah, when it comes to that.
Yeah.
Usually, I think most professionals will tell you that every year you need to change your LinkedIn profile.
Oh, sir.
Yeah, your LinkedIn profile image.
Interesting.
Yeah. So definitely, I think after a year, people change. Yeah. So you need to make sure that you are doing the same. So to the person that asked this particular question, I would say that if you have the luxury, I would you can do maybe every 6 months. Yeah, you do a refresh of your image there. But if you don't have that luxury, I would say that at most every year, you need to really have a refresh of that. And you see most senior executive leaders do that a lot. Like every year they have like a photo shoot and updating their image.
This is coming from Mavis. We didn't get her location, but she says, what courses does one need to study to be employed in the sustainability sector?
Yeah, for sustainability, I think that for me, there are courses, free courses, and here I would say that let me just chip in. There is a bit of LinkedIn called LinkedIn Learning.
Okay.
And if you go there, for me, I think it's an opportunity young people need to more than ever take.
LinkedIn Learning.
Yeah, LinkedIn Learning. It gives you the opportunity to take
How do you
courses.
get there?
So it's also an app. It used to be part of the LinkedIn platform,
But now it's separated.
but it's not separated.
So you need to download
so
it
you
just
need to
like you
download,
download
yeah,
the LinkedIn
download
app
that, yeah.
itself,
So
right?
LinkedIn Learning would give you the opportunity to get wide ranges of courses, and what happens is that some of them are free, some you need to pay for, some comes with maybe the premium account you have on LinkedIn.
And some are certificated.
Certificated, yeah. So for some courses you take, you get certificates, which you can even show as proof of experiences you have as a professional. Wow. So for this lady, Mavis, that asked this question, I would say that if you are interested in sustainability and want to advance some sort of your interest in that, I would advise that you read around it and then take some courses. LinkedIn Learning is one of the platforms I would recommend for you to do so.
Okay. And if you go on Google, they also have their learning platform where you can learn on sustainability as well. There is the final question I probably would take. This one says, I'm Hannah, watching from Tema Newtown. Please, would the Kickstarter series for today be available on YouTube? Yes, we are live on YouTube, Powerline TV. So just search on YouTube, Powerline TV, and it's always going to be there. We are live in studios every final Tuesday of the month. So if you look at the past 4 months, you can trace and track all of our other episodes and benefit from its details and nuggets that the experts who have come into the studios have blessed us with. So today's episode definitely is going to be live and will remain there. And don't just enjoy it, also share across to your friends, your colleagues, your networks, your partners, your friends, your pages, your mates, your business colleagues. Let them also have the enlightenment that you have been blessed with. And I trust that in the kingdom circles we will be equipped to take over. Thank you very much. This has been an exciting time with Mr. Felix Beidou. We're grateful for coming in studio.
Also grateful for the opportunity
to be a blessing. We definitely are going to have you back. It appears there are a lot of interest in the sustainability section and also the MasterCard Foundation. So tell your team. We'll be bringing you and the entire team back to the studios
I'm available.
of Powerline TV. Thank you. We'll see you same time next month.